Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we're back. Rebels TV, our November update. As we said at the end of the season, we'd be back once a month, just updating you with everything happening in the world of the Rebels, and there's been plenty going on since our last update. Don't you worry about that. Sean Kelly's my name, in the host chair as always, and joining me, as he always does, is our AFL Victoria talent manager, Phil Partington. Pardo, welcome back to Rebels TV. Pretty busy last month.
Yeah, it's been busy, Sean, and good to be back. And you've been away, so we haven't been on there too much. You've been scouting the USA, and good luck to you on that one, Sean. So yeah, we're back and we're ready to go, Sean.
We are indeed, yeah, just looking for some fan engagement ideas for next year for the Rebels as well. So could be something special happening there, but plenty happening in the world of the Rebels. Those that say that footy season stops when the last goal is kicked are completely wrong, because since we've last spoken, one of the biggest appointments obviously of the year for the Rebels, we now have a new Rebels coach / regional coaching director.
Yeah, new role, Sean, full-time. AFL Victoria have put a new full-time role on, so regional coaching director / TAC Cup coach. It was a full-time position, where our last coach and last position was a part-time position. So we're really excited for that, Sean. Mm-hmm. It's a thing we need to really work on, the local coaches, to improve local coaching, which will then improve local players and then football in general. So we think it's a really good resource to have, and really pleased to appoint Marc Greig as the head coach. Marc's got a fantastic pathway to be a coach. So playing Rebels as a 16, 17, 18-year-old, all Australian as an 18-year-old, Sean, and played the 97 premiership team with the Rebels, and moved his way up to be a really fantastic Roosters player. 3 VFL premierships, coached Warwick Eagles in the Women's Football League and had success there, and last 2 years has been coaching the North Baltic Roosters team in the VFL, so really good pathway for him.
Yeah, fantastic credentials for Greggy, and very excited about the new role as well, and a bit of history as well, the first ex-Rebels player to become coach of the Rebels.
That's true, Sean. They didn't really think of that when we were appointing the coach, but look, we had a great group of candidates going for the job, and Marc was a standout candidate. We thought would do a great job for us.
Time to meet the new Rebels coach here on Rebels TV, as we introduce for the first time, wearing a Rebels logo on his shirt, the Rebels coach and the regional director of coaching, Marc Greig. Welcome back here to our November update of Rebels TV, and very proud to be sitting next to the brand new Greater Western Victoria Rebels head coach, as well as AFL Victoria Regional Director of Coaching, Marc Greig. Greggy, welcome to the Rebels.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it, and pretty excited to step into the new role.
Or more accurately, welcome back to the Rebels, becoming the first ex-Rebels player to coach the Rebels.
Yeah, well, I didn't really look at the history point of view, but it was a long time ago, 20 years ago, and I was like the youngsters running around now, and time flies when you're having fun.
Obviously coming to us from the North Ballarat Roosters last year, a reasonably tough year at the VFL level, but has that, now that you've got this new job, has that kind of energised you a little bit to go into the TAC Cup environment?
Yeah, definitely. Certainly exciting in a lot of aspects, coaching the Roosters over the past couple of years, and there was obviously challenges that everybody knows about, but certainly I've moved on pretty quickly, and while I tried to help out a lot of the ex-Roosters young boys get to VFL lists as best we can. Now that I've stepped into this role, it's full steam ahead, and I couldn't be more excited, and have been so happy for the last few years, to be honest.
And I suppose obviously we know a bit about the Roosters background, but tell us a little bit more about your footy background, just for those that are unaware.
Yeah, well, I'm a Horsham boy originally. I moved down to Ballarat when I was 18, and done a building apprenticeship, worked 15 years with the same employer, so that was fantastic. And while I did that, I played with the Roosters. So in 2006 and 7, I took a break from VFL and went up and coached Warwick Eagles in the Women's Football League, and that was fantastic. All the young fellas, I'd just come off 2 under-17 premierships, so I was a very young squad, and I loved my time there. And I actually did say when I left, if it was an hour closer, I'd probably still be there. So things happen for a reason, and still got some really, really close mates up there. Come back to the Roosters, and then we won our 3 premierships in a row, which was just unbelievable. You didn't think a team from the bush could ever win 1, let alone 3, and particularly under a roof. That's not normal for football. So that was exciting times. And then since I retired in around 2012 roughly, I've been a line coach with the Roosters, and then stepped up to the big job a couple of years ago. So here I am.
So pretty good footballing background, but part of this role, obviously we know that the previous role was a part-time role as Rebels coach. This year you've now stepped into a full-time role that not only incorporates coaching the Rebels, but also regional coaching director role. Tell us a little bit about that side of the role.
Yeah, well, that was one area I found really exciting as well when I first heard about it. So in the past, Fitzy's been part-time coach. That's what the role has been over the past few years. And AFL Victoria decided, well, if we can improve all the junior coaches around Western Victoria, or actually all over the state, but my role Western Victoria, we would like to think in 5 years' time we'll start to see some benefits from that. So that starts down all the way under 10s, under 12s, and working their way up. So I'm not going to come in and give them a whole list of things that they have to do. It'll be all basic. That's what I'll be heading down to Melbourne for over the next couple of weeks, and we'll discuss that as a statewide thing, and again, get out to the regions in due course, and again, just basic stuff to help out all the junior coaches that they all want to improve. That's the feedback that I've received over the past couple of weeks talking to the regional coaches. But if we can improve the coaches just that little bit, then naturally that's just going to filter through to the young kids, and that's what we're here for, is to help develop the kids as best they can. Yes, some will get drafted, only a small amount, as we all know, but then we'd like to think by the end of the program that they're going to be really good players, whether it's state league footy or they go back to their home clubs, and naturally everyone just benefits from what they've learned, hopefully. Yeah,
which is something that I suppose we've spoken about at the Rebels, that we bring players into the program and they come out as better people, not just better footballers. Definitely. So that fits in beautifully, I suppose. From the Rebels side of things, you're aware of obviously the Rebels and a bit of the inner workings, having worked fairly closely with the Roosters and the Rebels over the last couple of years. What's your imprimatur that you're going to bring onto the 2018 Rebels team?
Yeah, well, we just spoke about. Last night was our first training session, and the first 15-20 minutes was really just expectations and standards. And I know that the other regions covers exactly the same as what we went through, and that was about, well, you're coming in and we're going to help you be better footballers. Certainly a priority is making sure you get a lot of things right off the field, and that's your basic pleases and thank yous, making sure you arrive at training on time. If you're late, make sure you let somebody know. So like we just said, we want to make sure that they come out better young men and women at the end of their time. So that's what I'll be really focusing on.
And obviously, as you saw last year as well, a fairly exciting time to be involved in football in Ballarat with what's been happening at Mars Stadium. It's for the kids come obviously the new year, when the stadium, which is undergoing a bit of I suppose annual treatment at the moment, is up and running. It's going to be another fantastic stadium for the boys to train on, and then obviously play from round one next year and be able to go out there and play on an AFL venue.
Oh, that's super exciting. As I said, I've been here for around 20 years, and I thought coming down to Ballarat from Horsham, this ground was amazing 20 years ago. So I don't think kids of today probably nearly don't have to wear stops anymore. They've never seen it, particularly on the surfaces. Not just here at Marc Stadium, but all around Ballarat in particular. The grounds are being upgraded and are phenomenal. So it's exciting times to have the coaching boxes. You get to see it from an unbelievable angle up there. But the kids and everybody in the region are really lucky to have a venue like this.
As you mentioned, first night of pre-season training last night across the regions. We were here, obviously, at the Ballarat training session. What did you take from that first training session, which I suppose was a bit bigger than a normal session because we still got boarders and boys that will be training with their regions over the holiday period that were there last night, and you had a fairly big squad that you had to manage for the first night.
Yeah, I think there was around 60 guys trained last night, so as you said, there's still a few kids from other regions that are at school, so that's why we have large numbers. But it was really exciting, getting to know the kids' names. It was great they come up and introduced themselves to me. I tried to get around as many as I could, but that's obviously the number one task for any coach, and in particular our group, is getting to know all the kids' names. There's so much talent there, and that's why they're in the squad, obviously, that they do so many things right, and like I said, our job is to provide a good learning environment to help bring them along in all ways.
What I suppose excites you the most about taking on a role like this and taking on TAC Cup footy and kids footy again?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. Like I said, the coaching director role, getting to work with the already good coaches out there. Again, it's not trying to tell them what to do, it's just trying to help them with things. We're lucky here in Ballarat that Melbourne is only an hour away, and over the years I've developed some really good relationships with with the coaches at AFL level. So we're certainly lucky with the information that we get. So getting that information back out into the region, I'm really excited about doing that. Then also the kids, like I said, been there, done that in regards to being a young, skinny kid from Horsham. As you get older, obviously it changes, but
I know that.
Obviously making sure that their school is still their priority and getting good grades there. But at the end of the day, like you said, to come out and be better as a young man, young woman, we're going to know. I think just naturally we're going to know, and we'll see that over a period of, whether it's just pre-season, whether it's 3 or 4 months. Hopefully we'll see the development in them, but definitely the lucky ones that actually make the squad over a 12-month period, we'll certainly see the benefits, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
And this pre-season block, a 5-week block throughout all the regions. Basically, what are you looking at getting within this 5-week block? Bit of fitness, bit of touch, that kind of thing, so they can hit the post-Christmas side of it when we start to get into trial matches, hit that running?
Yeah, no, I had a meeting down in Melbourne last week, just with some of the coaching directors down there. So it was fantastic, because obviously as a coach, and all coaches, we've got our own ideas of what we think is important. Particularly at TAC Cup level, we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to provide the environment, but make sure we're doing the right drills and have the right focus areas on the for the kids. So we're going to work on skill development. That's the basics. So you're kicking, handballing, marking, ground balls, having some awareness of space around you. That's certainly number one. That's for the boys and the girls.
Yep.
And then you add things in like your decision making and contested football, making sure that kids, and that's why they changed the rules on game day, so it's all spread out now, that the recruiters can come and they can see the young kids win their one-on-one. So whether that's in a contested situation or might be a marking situation.
Yep.
So so they've got some basic focus areas that we're going to focus on. That sounds obvious, but I sent all the guidelines out to the regional coaches, and they've got their 5-week plan in place already, so they're really excited. And again, while we've got our squad in Ballarat, I've had really good discussions with the regional coaches in all the other areas, and making sure they're all on the same page, and all the kids in all the regions get the same opportunity. They're doing very similar drills and have the same focus groups.
Well, it's a pretty exciting time coming up with our pre-season block, Greggy. All the best for these next 5 weeks, and then obviously going forward after that as we get into the trial game phase. We'll speak to you more here on Rebels TV before that, but in the meantime, all the very best, and great to see you in the role and getting yourself comfortable already.
Yeah, no worries, thanks Sean.
Marc Greig, the GWV Rebels head coach and regional coaching director, joining us here on Rebels TV. It's time to bring Pardo back in. We'll have a look at what else is happening around the land of the Rebels. Marc Greig, the new Rebels coach and regional coaching director. After that last 5 minutes, very easy to get excited about the next 12 months in Rebels land. Pardo.
Yeah, going to do a good job, Sean, and he's a busy man already, Sean. He's going to be travelling around the whole region, just seeing all the training groups at the moment. So, welcome to the Rebels.
As Greggy mentioned, pre-season training is underway. We had our first session earlier this week out at St Patrick's College, and pretty good turnout, especially obviously we were both here in Ballarat for it, and 50 odd boys from Ballarat invited down, plus some boarders that were from other regions that were training. It was a pretty good big group in attendance at St Patrick's College.
Well, that's only one of 4 training bases we have got, Sean, so we've got 5 training bases. So yeah, the Wimmera boys started, the Hamilton boys started, the Warrnambool boys started, and the Camperdown boys started. 155 all up, Sean, across the region training, and they'll be training each Monday, Wednesday night in the lead up till Christmas. Good Christmas break, and bring them back after Christmas, and looking forward to see how they go. We've got a new initiative too, Sean, having a combine or education day as well, so that's on the 10th, Sunday the 10th of December at Federation University. We'll be testing the boys physically, but also putting a lot of social education, so social media, Sean, drug education, driving education, all impacted in one big day. So we'll only be learning more about footy, but more about life as well.
Yeah, looking forward to that one, and bringing more about that in our December update just before Christmas as well. But some exciting times coming up, not just with the TAC Cup boys program, but with the girls program as well. Obviously their pre-season training will kick off very, very shortly, but as we did last year, we're going to cast the net fairly wide and see what kind of female athletes we've got out there as well, and our AFL Talent Search program's not too far away.
No, on the 22nd of November, Sean, at Ballarat Panorama. We're having our talent search for the females, and any girl that's a non-football girl, hasn't played football before, have a crack at it. And really looking forward to see how the girls. We had 15 girls last year, Sean, that were elevating to the TASC Cup girls squad from that testing day, so really looking forward to that.
And one of them, Ella Bibi, ended up was co-best and fairest.
Correct, Sean. So there's plenty of talent out there, and they're talented in basketball, athletics, netball, and things like that. So they see a pathway now for AFL football for the female game, and looking forward to see what the next player can get to AFLW.
All the details for that were on the screen as Pardo was talking, of course, as you saw, but also on our website and throughout social media. So www.therebels.com.au on the screen there at the moment to check out more about that as well. Very shortly we'll announce our TAC Cup girls coach for season 2018 as well. Probably early next week we'll get onto that one for you. So keep your eyes peeled on that one. Also some exciting times, Pardo, for obviously the boys that we've just had in the 2017 squad. The AFL National Draft next Friday up in Sydney, 24th of November. And after some performances towards the end of the year, draft combines and that, there's a few Rebels boys that might be a chance, obviously, to commence an AFL career.
Well, hopefully, Sean. It's really a waiting game at the moment. The boys are sick and tired of waiting, to be honest. They just want their names called out, hopefully. Yep. So, look, the boys performed well at the combine, and I couldn't say we've got a definite draft at this time, Sean. We'll be speaking to the AFL clubs quite regularly over last week and this week, and see what can come up. But hopefully we'll get a couple of names called out on the night. If not, rookie Sean. But it doesn't matter if you get drafted number 1 to 75 or a rookie. When you go to an AFL venue and club, you basically start down the bottom, Sean, and you've got to work your way up.
Exactly right, and especially with some new rookie rules this year too. Those rookie players are allowed to play from round 1.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
It's a completely different ball game. Of course, the rookie draft on the Monday after the national draft as well, which I think is the 27th of November. And I'll tell you what, if anybody's drafted, you'll hear all about it on our website and social media. Pardo, that's all the time we've got for Rebels TV for this month. Another busy few weeks coming up. We'll come back in December after the Combine Day and just before Christmas to, I suppose, give you another update on how things are travelling with Rebels.
Looking forward to it, Sean.
Looking forward to having your company then as well here on Rebels TV. We'll see you then.